They say the bottom is a dark place, but they never tell you how quiet it is. It's a silence that screams. It's the sound of your own heartbeat reminding you that you're still alive, even when you've lost every reason to want to be. Most people look at the stars and wonder what's up there, but when you're at rock bottom, you don't look up. You look at your hands, and you wonder how they became so empty. You look at your reflection, and you don't recognize the person staring back. You see a stranger with tired eyes and a broken spirit. Imagine a man named Elias. Elias didn't lose everything in a day. It was a slow, agonizing erosion. One bad decision led to another. One closed door led to a locked one. Eventually, he found himself sitting on a cold floor in a room that didn't feel like home, with exactly 42 cents in his pocket, and a notice that said he had 24 hours to leave. No friends to call, no family left to lean on, just the weight of his own failures pressing down on his chest like a mountain of lead. He sat there for hours. The sun went down, and the shadows grew long and twisted, mirroring the thoughts in his head. The mind is a dangerous neighborhood when you're alone and broke. It tells you that this is it. It tells you that the world has moved on without you. It tells you that you are a mistake. But there is a secret about rock bottom that the successful rarely share. Rock bottom isn't a grave, it's a foundation. Elias looked at those 42 cents. He could have thrown them against the wall. He could have cried until his lungs gave out. Instead, he did something different. He closed his eyes and he breathed. He realized that when you have nothing left to lose, you finally have the freedom to risk everything. You can't fall off the floor. He walked out into the night. The air was biting, but for the first time in years, he felt it. He didn't have a plan, but he had a pulse. He started walking. He passed the glowing windows of expensive restaurants where people laughed over wine. He passed the tall glass towers of banks where numbers moved like ghosts. For a moment, the old bitterness flared up. He felt the sting of, why them and not me? But he silenced it. Bitterness is a luxury he could no longer afford. It takes too much energy to hate, and he needed every ounce of energy just to survive the next hour. He found a small 24-hour diner. He didn't go in to eat. He went in to ask for a broom. The owner looked at him, really looked at him, and saw a man who was drowning but refused to stop kicking. He told Elias he couldn't pay him, but if he swept the parking lot and cleaned the grease traps, he could have a bowl of soup and sit in the warmth for a few hours. Elias swept that lot like he was cleaning the floors of a palace. He scrubbed those traps until his fingernails bled. He didn't do it for the soup. He did it because for the first time in a long time, he was doing something. Motion is the enemy of despair. If you stay still, the darkness catches you. If you keep moving, you stay one step ahead of the ghost of who you used to be. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months of grueling, invisible labor. He took 3 jobs. He slept 4 hours a night on a bus or a park bench. He stopped looking at the mountain he had to climb and started looking only at the next step. One step, breathe. Another step, breathe. People think success is a lightning bolt. It's not. It's a slow, painful grind in the dark when nobody's watching, nobody's cheering, and nobody cares if you quit. Success is the decision to get back up at 3 a.m. when your body is screaming for rest and your mind is whispering that it's not worth it. Elias eventually saved enough for a small apartment, then a used car, then a small business license. He started a cleaning service. He knew how to clean better than anyone because he had cleaned his way out of hell. He showed up earlier than everyone else. He stayed later. He treated every floor like it was the foundation of his life. 2 years later, Elias stood in front of a mirror in a suit that fit him perfectly. He wasn't in a mansion yet. He wasn't a millionaire, but he was something much more powerful. He was a man who knew he could survive the worst life had to throw at him. He looked at his hands. They weren't empty anymore. They were calloused, strong, and capable. The twist in the story isn't that Elias got rich. The twist is that Elias realized he didn't need the money to be successful.
He was successful the moment he decided not to give up on that cold floor with 42 cents. The money was just a byproduct of his character. You watching this right now, maybe you feel like Elias. Maybe you're staring at your own version of 42 cents. Maybe your heart is heavy and your bed feels like a cage. You are waiting for a sign. You are waiting for a hand to reach down and pull you up. But I'm here to tell you that the hand you're looking for is at the end of your own arm. The world doesn't owe you a map. It doesn't owe you a head start. It only owes you an opportunity to try. Rock bottom is a gift because it strips away all the lies you told yourself. It strips away the ego, the excuses, and the fake friends. It leaves only the truth. And the truth is, you are still here. Pain is a signal. It's not a signal to stop. It's a signal to change. If you are hurting, it means you are evolving. If you are struggling, it means you are climbing. The only people who don't struggle are the ones who have already given up and stayed at the bottom. Do not be afraid of the dark. The stars can only be seen when it's pitch black. Your life is not a tragedy. It is an epic, and you are currently in the chapter where the hero is tested. If you quit now, the story ends in the shadows. But if you keep going, if you find the strength to take just one more step, you give the world a chance to see what you're really made of. Success isn't about the destination. It's about the person you become while you're trying to get there. It's about the grit in your teeth and the fire in your soul that refuses to be extinguished. So look at your hands. Look at your life. It doesn't matter how little you have left. It only matters what you do with it. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. The climb is hard. The wind will howl. Your legs will shake. But the view from the top is only beautiful because of how much it cost you to get there. Don't stop. Don't look back. The version of you that wins is waiting for the version of you that struggles to keep walking. Go find him. Take a deep breath and feel the weight of your own existence. That pressure you feel, that isn't the world trying to crush you. It is the world trying to forge you. You see, a diamond is just a piece of coal that handled stress exceptionally well. And right now, you are in the furnace. You are being shaped by the heat of your own circumstances. And though it burns, it is the only way to burn away the parts of you that were never meant for greatness. Think back to Elias. People often ask what he did on the second night or the third month when the initial burst of adrenaline faded and the reality of the long road ahead set in. This is the moment where most people fail. They fail in the middle. The beginning is fueled by desperation, and the end is fueled by the sight of the finish line. But the middle is a desert. It is the place where you work your fingers to the bone and see no progress. It is the place where you give your best and the world gives you nothing back. This is where you find out who you really are. This is the space where your destiny is actually written. Elias learned that he had to fall in love with the boredom of the grind. He had to find a strange, quiet pride in being the man who kept going when there was every reason to quit. He decided that the world is full of talented people who gave up when things got quiet. They wanted the applause, but they weren't willing to work in the silence. He decided he would be different. He decided that his work would be his prayer, and his resilience would be his badge of honor. You might be in your middle right now. You've been trying, you've been praying, you've been putting in the hours, and yet your bank account still looks the same. Your heart still feels heavy. You look around and see others who took the shortcuts, others who cheated or lied, and they seem to be miles ahead of you. It feels unfair. It feels like the universe has a vendetta against your soul. But listen closely. The person who reaches the top by taking the elevator doesn't have the legs of the person who took the stairs. When the storm comes, and the storm always comes, the person in the elevator will panic because they never learned how to climb. But you will stand firm. You will look the storm in the eye and say, I have lived in the rain for years. You cannot scare me with a little thunder. Your struggle is your training ground. Every rejection you have faced is a lesson in persistence. Every no you have heard is a redirection to a better yes. Every tear you have shed has cleared your vision so you can see who truly matters and what truly lasts. You are becoming a person of substance. Stop asking when it will get easier. It never gets easier. You just get better. You get stronger. You get smarter. You stop expecting the world to be kind, and you start being the kind of person who can handle a world that isn't. There is a version of you that exists 10 years from now. That version of you is standing in a room full of light, looking back at this exact moment in your life. That future you is smiling. They are smiling because they remember the pain you feel right now, and they know that this pain was the very thing that made them possible. They are leaning in, whispering across time, begging you not to give up. They are saying, please keep going. It's worth it. All of it.